we'll kind of segue here. When you do that, you actually you suppress what's natural, because something's arising in you, just your true nature, just nature. It's just nature. It's no different. These actions, it's no different than, the intelligence that's growing the grass and making it rain and shining the sun. It's the same intelligence that's arising. But then when we say, oh no, I don't want to do that because I should be like this. I can't do that because I need to, shape my image. Then you see what's happening. There's fighting our nature. There's fighting our nature. We're pretending to be something. And then we're resisting this natural expression that's arising because of fear of, what are they going to think? What are they going to think? I can't do that because that's going to ruin my reputation. It's going to destroy that image. So there's this constant suppression. And that doesn't feel good, because it doesn't feel good to fight our own nature. There's a division within ourselves. It's like looking in a garden and a rose saying, I don't want to be a rose, but I want to be like that daisy. And I don't want to be the rose that I am. And I don't want to express my full potential because I'm afraid of what that tulip is going to think of me. When do you see this in nature? No animal is saying, oh, how do I act natural? There's not a deer in the forest. Well, I need to act natural today. I need to create this self-image of the deer so that the squirrel sees me a certain way. Maybe I should just do deer things today so that they really see me for being a deer. It doesn't, like, none of this it's so unnatural and mechanical. And this is what normal is. This is what I say, is this journey is from normal to natural. Normal is about conditioning. Normal is about conforming. You have family, you have friends, you have society that says, well, you got to be like us. You got to be more normal. This journey, it's like breaking free from that. You're breaking free from the norms. You're breaking free from all of that conditioning. That's what feels like it's like an opposite. You're going like in the opposite direction of society. And there's always this kind of feeling like it's like the crab in the bucket kind of analogy, that the crab that's trying to get out of the bucket, well, it's getting pulled down by the other crabs. The one crab that wants to be free is getting pulled down by all the other crabs. The other crabs don't want that crab to be free. Now in life, this is a real like detour here, segue. It's not really a detour. We're just kind of exploring this, flowing with it. This naturalness, it's a natural intelligence. It's actually the essence that you are expressing itself. So each body mind, each person is a unique expression of the one. That's just how the universe is. Everything is unique. Like, I mean that literally, like everything is unique. And unique means one of a kind. Everything is one of a kind. This manifestation doesn't create duplicates. It's never created a duplicate, ever, and never will. So this is unique. That is unique. Anything you're looking at, it's unique. There's not one snowflake that's the same, or not two snowflakes that are the same. There's not two grains of sand that are the same. There's not two rocks that are the same. There's not two leaves that are the same. Everything is unique. So this unique expression is actually being suppressed. And this is what you see this just in society, because it's saying like, I want to be like them, the social influencer. I want to be more like so-and-so, which means that if you're wanting to be like somebody else, that means that you're denying, you're suppressing, you're rejecting actually what you are. So it's like the opposite. Love really doesn't have an opposite, but it's like the opposite. It's that you're not accepting yourself unconditionally. There's a rejection of self. That's what doesn't feel good. But this shows up in the most simple ways. You might be thinking already, like I'm talking some sort of like abstract, spiritual, metaphysical thing. No, I'm talking about that just something, that passion that comes up that just says, yeah, I want to do this, or I like doing that. But then it's like, no, but daddy says I should be a doctor or a lawyer. I shouldn't play the guitar. Oh, but I don't know. I can't make money playing music. Oh, but what are they going to think of me? Oh, I'm afraid of what they're going to think. This is what I mean. This is rejection of self. This is what doesn't feel good. When people talk about like kundalini and stuff, this is what they're talking about, it's essentially, it's just your true nature. It's the essence that is expressing. This expression is the creative power that everything is made of. The flower, that rose in the garden, is just finding its full expression. Its nature is expressing fully to flower into a full rose. And that's the fulfillment. It's finding its fulfillment. Everything is finding its highest expression. So this body mind is no different. And your highest expression is effortless. It's natural, because that which is natural is effortless. So it's finding its highest expression naturally. So to go against one's nature would be suppressing one's natural expression. And that's what doesn't feel natural. That's what doesn't feel good. So it's by sensing that, by just becoming aware of where am I suppressing? And that key indicator is that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Because it's hard to speak, but the direction of everything is to express more and more. There's the one source that expresses itself as infinite expressions. So this body mind is an expression. That body mind is an expression. The plant is an expression. The blade of grass is an expression. Everything is just, it's that. So what we're speaking about here is well, realizing the essence, because the essence and the expression, you know what I mean by expression? Expression is everything. Like this cup is an expression. A thought is an expression. A plant is an expression. Everything is an expression. This body is an expression. This conversation is an expression. The YouTube video is an expression. Everything is expression of self. To suppress that expression of self would be suppression of self. That's what doesn't feel good. It's unnatural. An expression of self is just pure creativity. It's pure flow, because it's zero resistance. Zero resistance is 100% flow. There's nothing blocking the flow. There's nothing suppressing the flow. So what I'm speaking about here is the full realization. Because there's a lot that are speaking about just emptiness and just speaking from that. It's good. But the full realization is realizing that there's two aspects of the one. There's the potentiality, the pure essence, but there's the actualization, which is the expression of that essence. Both, either or, right? They're not actually separate. We're speaking about it like that. They're not separate. There's two, but they're not separate. The two are one. They're inseparable. But either or can't be denied. To just realize essence and just be, oh, no, this isn't, nothing's really going on here. It's a rejection. That actually our true nature, it's all inclusive. So it's including everything. So just like that is like whatever's arising. And you see this with actually you could check out for yourself, like in your dreams and stuff, like night dreams. It's like whatever doesn't get expressed throughout like the day in the waking state actually gets expressed in the night dreams, because it's trying to find expression, whatever is being suppressed. You see this with like um even the holy people in these churches and stuff. All of a sudden it's like, oh, big scandal, so and so was like sleeping with children and stuff and doing weird stuff. It's like, well, what's going on there? Well, there's suppression of perhaps sexuality. So then it's like it just gets to the point where it's like I can't contain it, because it just gets to the point that you can't fight nature. And the more there's the suppression of it, the more there's distortion of it. So it comes out distorted. This is where like there's that distortion, because there's like judging it. I shouldn't do it. No, this is gonna be, not good. My parents won't like this. My friends won't like this. All of there's so many rules and regulations for all of this stuff, but it's so natural. It's so natural. The mind's always like trying to hijack something. It's always like, oh, it's like my kundalini or my, life force, my kind of thing. It turns it into like this kind of thing where it's possessing. It's just it's just nature though. It's not like there's like the flower that says like, oh, my, you know, potential. It's just an expression of that. So everything is literally expression. And you see, when there's not that suppression, that is experience in every moment. That there's just this creative potential that is being actualized in every moment. And the mind kind of takes this idea and is like, well, so what? You're saying like you're building something it's not like that. Because creativity is not just about the what, it's about the how you're communicating, or how you're cooking, or how you're walking, or how you drive to work. Like it's about the how. That can be done creatively as well. It's just not about like what's being created. And there's that aliveness. Call it nature, call it there's just an aliveness. A lot of times you feel it as just like there's just this I don't know, it's like this movement in you. And the more you're actually tuned into that, the more you see that it's like it's inspiration. There's an enthusiasm. Pretty sure you'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure that word actually like refers to like God within, but it's accurate described like that because this inspiration in spirit, this enthusiasm, God within, you are feeling something within you that wants to come out. It feels very much like it's like you're birthing something. Something, it's not really you're birthing something, it's more something being birthed through you, you could say, that's going to come out of this individuated expression. And that was kind of like that, using that word, that was kind of like that one of the posts that I did like last week, talking about individuality. Because people kind of fear that. They kind of feel like, oh, what is it going to be like? You know, I'm going to lose all this individual. No, it's actually, it's the highest expression of the individuality. That's actually what everything is in that direction. The flower is, the rose is expressing that individuality to the fullest. That's its potential. So individuality doesn't mean identity. Individuality comes from the root verb indivisible. This individuality is, it's unique, right? There's no other. It's like no other. It's full expression. So you see, like, it's always trying to find full expression. And I don't mean like find, like you're going to find it somewhere. I mean like fulfill it. Like it's a flowering. The same way this rose, like there's a striving, there's a coming to its fullest potential. There's like an opening up, a blossoming. It's like a fragrance is released. It's very much like that. So to suppress that individuality is the same. It's to suppress that natural intelligence. It's to suppress that creative potential. It's all the same. It's just, like I said, like people have different words for it. But it doesn't need to, like, it's like you don't need to make it all spiritual. It's not. Like it's just so natural. Just look outside. Just look like at a forest. Like each tree is like it's an individuated form. It's like no other. The mind will say, "Oh, it's just like." What do you mean? It's just like the other Christmas tree right beside it. But it's not. You can't. They're not actually the same. The same is in like comparing, right? When we say the same, it's comparing one thing to another. It's not. They are completely different. So it's these paradoxes that the mind can't really understand. Oneness doesn't mean sameness. Sameness refers to conformity. This is a society that's trying to make everyone the same. To conform is to like mold, like a big factory mold, put everybody through like a mold and make everything the same. This is sameness. No, it's one, but each expression of the one is completely different. So different that it's unique, which means that it's like no other, which means it's one of a kind. Because there is no other. So whether you see this, whether you're experiencing it or get the perspective from the absolute or the relative, it doesn't matter. On the absolute level, there's no other. Unique, one of a kind. On the relative level, unique, one of a kind, like no other. No duplicates created. So you see the problem of trying to be like another. You see the problem of trying to compare to another. You see the problem of trying to be like something other than yourself. This is what's unnatural. Any questions about this? Is this like, is it resonating? Are we seeing it in our life? Yeah. Yeah. It's like basic stuff. It's basic stuff in the sense that like we're not using spiritual language here. It's not spiritual. It's like I said, just if this is confusing, just take a walk in a forest. Go for a walk. Just get out in nature. And then see that you aren't apart from nature, that you are nature. See that the body that's walking in nature is no different than the body that's, there's the body that's what you would say in nature. Well, now see that that body it is nature. The food that you eat, that food is the body. It's not separate from those trees. So you see everything is just like the birds. The birds aren't like, oh, I don't want to sing today. Oh, what are the other birds going to think of me because my chirps are more high pitched? This isn't going on. But you see, there's this constant like fear of what are they going to think? What are they going to think? This fear. But really, when you look at it, it's a fear of self-expression. It's a fear of being yourself. What are others going to think is literally the fear of being yourself. And what I'm saying, circle back, full circle, is see that you are already yourself. You can't be anything other than yourself. So when is this going to